On Wednesday this week, heavy downpour across the country left many Ugandans in a bizarre mood, with many losing property. However, it was a worse situation along Entebbe and Natete access roads that link to the city center, especially in areas of Namasuba, Kakajo, Stella and Nakauka, among other places. UBC revisited some of the places affected by the heavy downpour in Namasuba along Entebbe Road, only to find the drainage systems still filled with stagnant water. In Lufuka village, particularly at Batabata area, residents had this to say.
Amazzi gano nakagalabako emirundi esatu. Ogwasooka gwaliwo 99 ne minisita wa wakisi yajjako wano mwami Nasaasira n'alaba ekyaliwo era kyekyaviibwako oluguudo luno okuluddamu balukole nga lulina leeni nnya. Emyaka egiseeko emabega awo gye sijajjukira ng'ena oba 5 nga tutunagenda mu covid era Pulezidenti Museveni n'ajjako wano ku ssomero lino lwano nnyini landmark nga gasaze ekkubo era yagabawo ne ku bintu ebikozesebwa ng'ebidomola emifaliso ne
Hajisaka Mwesi, a long-time resident of Ndeje village, attributes the flooding to construction works in other places.
Amazzi gabadde mangi nnyo naye ng'ensonga eyagaviiriddeko bakola oluguudo lw'ebunnamwayo eri waggulu. Kati bagenda ne bakola amazzi ago gonna ne bagabeera nga bagakoze gagenda kujja eno wansi mu lufuka. Trenches ze bagezaako okukola zonna gajja mu lufuka okuva ku Zana roundabout n'emyala okutwaliza ewamu mifu nnyo.
Gano gaviiridde ddala na Lukolongo ne gajja begati paka ku Lwentebe Omega Healing Center.
Various businesses were severely affected by the Wednesday floods.
Enkuba yatonnya nemale essaawa nga 3 ng'etonnya n'eddamu kakana ng'abantu babonyebonye amazzi gabayingiridde mu mayumba gaabwe nga bayingiridde mu bizinesi zaabwe.
Residents want hesitant to mention the poor drainage channels and poor planning as fundamental aspects to the flooding.
Emifulege gyonna gyazibikira tebakyagikola ate n'egimu gikaddiye. Kati onoolabanga amazzi obugazize ne gajjula agamu ne galema kutambula bulungi kakana nga gali mu mayumba g'abantu n'obubizinesi z'abantu nazo nizonooneka.
Building a box culvert, they just put culverts instead of building a box culvert because this drainage carries water from Kampala to Lake Victoria, and you can see this area is the under low-lying area. So it is a catchment area for the water from Kampala and from this area of Masajja Machi in the Sabagabo. So I just and then there are issue. There is no physical planning in this area. It has affected this drainage, whereby people they have constructed houses on it. People have constructed hotels, building. As you can see, now it is very narrow. The drainage is very narrow. It can't carry this amount of water to Lake Victoria. So that's the reason why this area always floods, and sometimes people lost their properties and even losing lives.
In Natete Muslim High School along Nakauka was greatly hit by the rains, prompting the school management to close business. The school is also in double jeopardy as it stands to be demolished following NEMA's marking in its restoration exercise. Even when the school management had earlier on promised to speak to us, our attempts to reach them were futile as they didn't respond to our calls for comment.
The subscriber you have called does not answer. Please try again later. The subscriber you have called does not answer. Please try again later.
Following the recent experience, Kampala Capital City Authority has promised to improve the road and drainage systems.
Flooding in the city has been a big problem, and I want to assure the public that as a city administration, we have planned in 2016-2017, KCCA developed what is called the Kampala Drainage Master Plan. This was funded by the World Bank.
The acting publicist at KCCA, Daniel Niwe-Abine, links human encroachment on wetlands to the sabotage of water flow in the city.
The exercise that is going on to remove people who have encroached on wetlands, but we are also desilting most of the channels.
Dumping of garbage is another threat to the drainage systems.
Now, regarding drainage, of course, I would encourage the public. Where you see flooding, it's not entirely as a result of KC failing to do its work. It's out of bad waste disposal practices by the public. Where garbage is disposed in the drainage channels, in the wetlands, it creates additional tasks for the authority. We don't have unlimited funds to pay for bad behavior.
Kampala Capital City Authority has committed to using box culverts to replace the old-fashioned drainage systems.
N'emyala okutwaliza ewamu mifunyo, emyala gye baazimba gy'ebigoma bino byaffe biyita wansi eyo system nfu tekyakola wano. Getaaga emyala emizimbe obuzimbi egitali gya bikalavati.
If you go to Clock Tower, where the former Clock Tower was on Entebbe Road, at the Usafi market, we are putting up a box culvert. That box culvert is to widen the flow, to allow a wider flow of water and to accommodate more runoff. If you go to the Nakchivubo channel, we are desilting it. If you go to Bugolobi and all these places where we are working, you will see that drainages are being worked upon.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.